My name is Alice, and I live in Toronto, Canada. I am a teacher, a wife, and the mother of 2 wonderful children. From the outside, my life seemed ideal. A stable job, a loving family, and a faith I believed was unshakable. However, there was something I had been carrying inside for a long time. A secret I never thought I would share with anyone. What you are about to hear will transform your perspective on life, sin, and redemption. It all began one night after an exhausting day of work. I remember lying down, feeling more tired than usual, but I tried to ignore it. Then, everything went dark. I felt as if an invisible force was pulling me, and no matter how hard I fought, I couldn't stop it. I was dying. I had no idea what would come next, but what I experienced was completely different from anything I had ever imagined. I came face to face with him, Jesus. Have you ever wondered what happens at the threshold of death? What mysteries are revealed in such a transcendent experience? I invite you to join me on this unique journey. Like, subscribe to the channel, and share this video with someone who needs to hear this powerful message. Also, tell me in the comments where you're watching from. Together, we'll discover a story that not only marked my existence but could also change yours. I had prayed many times, but being in his presence, I realized how little I truly understood about his love, his power, and his truth. It was overwhelming. When Jesus looked at me, I felt as though he could see through me. Every hidden thought, every action I had tried to minimize or ignore. I thought he would comfort me, telling me everything was fine, but instead, he showed me something that changed everything. He began to bring to light moments from my life, and then he stopped at something specific. A sin I had always considered insignificant and private. Masturbation. For years, I thought it was harmless, that it didn't affect anyone, and that I could control it. But in that moment, Jesus revealed to me the profound impact it had on my soul. He showed me how that sin opened doors for the enemy to attack my spiritual life. Every time I gave in, I weakened my relationship with God and gave the adversary more ground. Then, Jesus revealed something I could never have imagined. He explained how the enemy used that sin against me, presenting it as an argument before God, saying, "Look, she is trapped in this sin. She has turned it into an idol. She is breaking your commandments." I felt an indescribable shame, and I had no justification. But what happened next changed everything. Jesus did not reject me or condemn me. Instead, he looked at me with love and said, "You don't have to keep living like this. You can be free." What happened next was a true miracle. If you have ever felt trapped, ashamed, or lost in sin, if you've struggled with something you thought you could never break free from, stay with me. The truth I'm about to share has the power to change everything, just as it did for me. I still carry in my mind the feeling, an overwhelming pressure in my chest, a darkness that seemed to envelop me. At first, I didn't understand what was happening. I was lying in bed, trying to recover from a long day of work, when suddenly, I felt as if my body was shutting down. It wasn't like falling asleep. It was different, as if something was separating me from everything, as if I no longer had control over my own body. I couldn't move, couldn't breathe. I felt completely vulnerable. Then, everything around me sank into a profound silence, so dense it seemed tangible. At first, I thought it was a dream, but the silence was different, as if time itself had stopped. Suddenly, I experienced a sensation of lightness, as if I were no longer inside my body. I didn't feel the weight of the world, nor the pain, fear, or any of the emotions I had known in my earthly life. And that's when I saw him, Jesus. His presence was indescribable, something beyond any image or concept I had ever known. I not only felt peace, but also a power so pure and overwhelming that I couldn't look away. His eyes, full of love and truth, saw everything. Every secret I had kept, every sin I thought no one knew. He knew it all. In that moment, I felt completely exposed. I wasn't just a woman standing before him. I was a vulnerable, broken soul, completely stripped of everything. Yet, he didn't turn away, he didn't rebuke me, he didn't ignore me. Instead, he looked at me with deep understanding, and I knew that this encounter would change my life forever. But then, he started to show me something I wasn't prepared to see. I saw my life, every choice, every action, every mistake. I saw those moments I thought were private, those I thought didn't matter. It was then that he revealed something I had always justified, something I never thought would be so significant: masturbation. For years, I had convinced myself it wasn't important, something personal that affected no one but me. But as I stood before Jesus, I understood how this habit was deteriorating my relationship with God. He showed me how every time I gave in, I opened doors for the enemy to have access to my spiritual life. Each time I surrendered, I granted the enemy more power to invade my existence. The truth hit me hard, like a punch in the stomach. I felt deeply shaken. How could I have been so blind? I had no idea how serious it was, how immense its impact was. I thought it was just a private sin, insignificant. But the weight of that revelation crushed me in an indescribable way. What happened next changed everything. Jesus didn't condemn me, he didn't turn his back on me, nor did he tell me it was too late for me. Instead, he looked at me with compassion and said, "You can be free, you don't have to keep living this way." This is the truth I want to share with you today. If you've ever struggled with something you thought was too shameful to share, too private to matter, I ask you to stay with me. What I learned in that moment could be the very thing that gives you the freedom you're seeking. I stood there, motionless, as Jesus began to show me things I wasn't prepared for. My life unfolded before me like an open book. I thought I knew my story, but I discovered I didn't know anything. I saw the true nature of my actions, those I thought were harmless, the ones I told myself didn't matter. But then, he showed me something so profound that it completely shook me. He revealed how masturbation, something I had always considered an insignificant topic, was at the center of my spiritual battle. That truth was severely affecting my relationship with him, my connection with God. I had never understood it that way. I thought it was something private, without real consequences. But in that moment, with Jesus before me, the truth became undeniable. Every time I gave in to that act, I wasn't just seeking physical release, it was a spiritual decision. Every time I surrendered, I created a barrier between God and me. The more I kept it secret, the more I allowed it to control me, and the harder it became to feel his presence in my life. I isolated myself. And then Jesus showed me something even more impactful: how this was opening doors to the enemy. It wasn't something without consequences. I was giving the enemy access to areas of my life, allowing him to sow lies and deceit in my heart. Every time I fell into that temptation, I was feeding something dark inside me, something out of alignment with God's will. It was an overwhelming revelation. I wanted to pull away, tell Jesus no, that couldn't be true. But his eyes, full of love and truth, stopped me from hiding. He showed me the consequences. I saw how, over time, this had impacted my mind, my spirit, and even my emotions. It wasn't just about the act itself, but about what I was allowing to enter my heart and soul. In that moment, I felt as if I was suffocating. I realized I had been living in darkness, thinking my actions didn't matter. I didn't understand the weight of everything I had been carrying. But here's what's important. Jesus didn't condemn me, he didn't shout at me, he didn't make me feel guilty, nor did he shame me. Instead, he said something that changed everything. You don't have to stay this way. You don't have to live trapped. You can be free. It was then that I understood I didn't need to keep living in that darkness. There was hope, there was a way out, but I had to choose. I had to face the truth of what I had been doing and make the decision to change. This story is not just my experience. It's for all those who have lived in darkness, believing their mistakes don't matter. I know it's difficult to accept reality, but trust me, Facing it is the first step toward true freedom. If you're feeling like this is touching your soul right now, if you're feeling that weight, don't walk away. Stay with me. I have much more to share with you, and I assure you that freedom is attainable. You don't have to stay trapped in this place. There I was, standing before Jesus, feeling the weight of everything I had done. Not just the big mistakes, but also the small decisions, those moments when I chose something other than God's will. It was as if I could see it all at once. The things I had kept secret, the choices I thought didn't matter, those I had convinced myself didn't affect anything. But they did, every single one of them. I had to face it. All that truth was so overwhelming I didn't want to look at it. I didn't want to confront what I had done because the pain was too great. But in that moment, I couldn't escape. It was as if Jesus was showing me my whole life. The good, the bad, the ugly. And he made me see that every action, every choice, had consequences. I stood there, filled with shame and despair, but I also understood that I was responsible for it all. Every decision, every action, even the small ones I had ignored or justified. It wasn't just about the big sins, but about the choices I made every day, and I had to own them. But here's the truth. It wasn't about judgment, shame, or guilt. Although facing it is painful, the truth has the power to set you free. I remember looking at Jesus and feeling a mixture of fear and regret, but also a spark of hope. Because even in that moment, with all my failures laid bare, Jesus didn't reject me. He didn't turn his back on me. He looked at me with love. He didn't condemn me for what I had done. He simply showed me the truth. And in that truth, there was an opportunity for redemption. Now I understand that it's not easy to face our sins, mistakes, and failures. It's not a simple process. But you have to ask yourself, what are you avoiding? What are you running from? What decisions are you making that you know aren't right, but you've convinced yourself they don't matter? Believe me, they do. Each and every one of them matters. If you're listening to this and feel that weight right now, don't turn away. Don't ignore it. There's something in your life that God is inviting you to face, something you need to confront. It's not about being perfect. It's about recognizing the truth and deciding to change. This is your opportunity. The truth is calling you, and if you decide to ignore it now, you could lose the freedom that comes with it. Don't wait any longer. Don't ignore that call. It's time to face the consequences of your actions, take responsibility for what you've done, and walk toward the light. I thought it was too late. I believed there was no hope. I felt like I couldn't do anything to fix all that I had done. Could I repair it? But then, something changed. I felt like I wasn't alone. Something immense, a warm, soft, yet powerful force, surrounded me. It was at that moment when I realized that the weight of my failures didn't have to be the end. It didn't have to be the final chapter. There was still an opportunity to transform things. That's what Jesus revealed to me. He didn't just show me my mistakes. He taught me that I didn't have to stay bound to them. I didn't have to let those failures define me forever. He didn't condemn me. He didn't tell me that I was worthless. Instead, he offered me something far greater. The possibility to change, to be forgiven, to start anew. And this is what I want you to understand today. You don't have to stay trapped in your failures. You don't need to keep carrying around that guilt, that shame, that fear. There is hope. There is freedom. You don't have to keep running from your past or pretending it doesn't matter. Facing the truth can be difficult, but when you do, it's like a weight lifting off your shoulders. You'll realize that you don't have to be perfect, nor do you need to have all the answers. You just need to be willing to face the truth, accept forgiveness, and take the path that will lead you to a new beginning. I didn't believe there was a way out, but now I know that there is. You can make that decision too. It's not too late. Don't wait until you feel like everything is lost. You can start today. You can change today, but the decision is yours. The moment to make that decision is in your hands. Don't let this opportunity slip away. Trust me, the peace and freedom waiting for you are worth it. You just need to take that step, and I promise you, once you do, you won't look back. The weight will disappear, the fear will vanish, and you will be free. I want you to stop for a moment and reflect. When was the last time you truly thought about your life and the decisions you've made? I know we're all busy, rushing through life, trying to meet our responsibilities. I've been in your place, and let me tell you something you might not want to hear. You don't have all the time in the world. There comes a moment when it's too late to turn back and change things. I've lived it, I've felt it. And trust me, you don't want to reach that point. So let me ask you, what is holding you back right now? Is it fear, guilt, shame? Maybe you've done things you're not proud of, things you've tried to run from. But listen carefully, there is a path you can take. It's not too late for you. Right now, at this very moment, you have the opportunity to reflect and make things right. But it all depends on you taking action. There was a moment when I saw what would happen if I didn't change. I saw the repercussions of my decisions. And believe me, I felt it deep within me. It was terrifying. But what really scared me wasn't what I had already done. It was the fear of what my life could have been if I hadn't made the decision to change. The fear of not having a second chance. Right now, you have that opportunity. Don't wait until it's too late. Don't let life go on and find yourself wondering when everything slipped through your fingers. Take a moment to reflect on where you're headed. Are you truly content with where you are? Are you living according to what you know is right? Or are you stuck, pretending everything is fine when deep down, you know it's not? Please, don't let this opportunity slip by. You have the power to take that step, to reflect and act. Because once you do, the freedom and peace you'll experience will be incomparable to anything you've known. You can reach it too. The weight you carry will dissipate, the fear will fade. But first, you need to make that decision. Now, everything is in your hands. You can choose to take action today, reflect on your life, and make this change, or continue believing that you have all the time in the world. There comes a moment when it's too late to turn back and change. I've lived it, I've felt it. And trust me, you don't want that to happen to you. So let me ask you again, what is holding you back right now? Is it fear, guilt, shame? Maybe you've done things you're not proud of, things you've tried to escape. But listen, there is a way forward. It's not too late. Today, at this moment, you have the opportunity to reflect and make things right, but only if you take action. There was a moment when I could see what would happen if I didn't change. I saw the consequences of my choices, and believe me, I felt it deep within me. It was terrifying, but what really scared me wasn't what I had already done, but the fear of what my life could have become if I didn't make a decision, the fear of not having a second chance. Today, you also have that opportunity. Don't let time pass waiting for it to be too late. Don't let life keep going without asking yourself what has become of it. It's time to reflect on the direction you're taking. Are you truly happy with where you are? Are you living according to what you know is right? Or are you stuck, pretending everything is fine when deep down, you know it isn't? Don't let this moment slip away. You have the power to take that step, to reflect, and to act. Because once you do, the freedom and peace you'll experience won't compare to anything you've known before. You can feel it too. The weight will disappear, the fear will vanish. But for that, you need to make the decision. It's all in your hands. You can choose to act today, reflect on your life, and make that change, or keep believing that you have all the time in the world. I'll repeat it. Time is not something you can control. Don't wait until it's too late. Take that first step, and I promise you won't regret it. The clock keeps ticking. Don't let this opportunity slip by. Act now. When I was on the edge of life and death, I felt the weight of everything I had done and everything I hadn't done. I saw my mistakes, my regrets, the people I had hurt, and the opportunities one let slip by. But then, something changed. A light so bright, so pure, appeared that it seemed like everything else faded away. And in that light, I saw something I didn't expect: redemption. It wasn't a grand gesture, a perfect answer, or a dazzling miracle. It was a deep and silent understanding that, despite all the mistakes and wrong decisions, there was still a path to peace, a path to healing. And that path could start right now. Do you understand? The hardest part is believing that it's too late. I thought the same. I thought everything I had done couldn't be fixed. But I saw that's not true. It's never too late to change. No matter how far off your path feels, or how deep the wound you carry, there's always a way back. There's always hope, always an opportunity, if you're willing to transform. I want you to experience what I felt in that moment. That you still have time. Don't think for a second that you're beyond reach. Don't convince yourself that you've lost your chance. The light, the hope, are available to you. They're waiting for you to take that first step. Here's the key point: you must act. You can't sit and wait for things to fix themselves. The decision is in your hands, and you can make it right now. Don't let fear hold you back. Don't let doubt paralyze you. I've been where you are. I've felt the weight of regret and fear for what's to come. But I assure you, redemption is real. It's here, waiting for you, just as it was for me. But you need to reach for it. Don't let this opportunity slip by. Don't let another moment escape. It's time to release everything that's holding you back. It's time to take that first step toward the light, peace, and freedom. Don't wait for life to keep passing by. This moment, right now, can be the turning point you've been waiting for. So seize this opportunity. Don't let it pass. Redemption is closer than you think. Jesus is calling you today. Don't ignore this call. If this message touched your heart, don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel, and share this video with someone who needs to hear this transformative truth. Leave us a comment below, whether it's a prayer, your testimony, or your thoughts on this powerful experience. Together, we can build a community of support and faith. Remember, what you share here might be exactly what someone needs to hear right now. If you watched this video until the end, please comment the phrase, "full view." See you in the next video.